Hello and welcome to Take Time. I am your host Patrick Marlette, and let's talk about ZULUDIVER's Tropic rubber strap. In front of us we have a ZULUDIVER Tropic rubber strap. It is one of my favorite Tropic straps, and I'd like to personally thank WatchGecko for sending this my way. They stock and supply ZULUDIVER straps, a whole range of them, so I'm going to leave you a link in the description to their website so you could purchase this there should you choose to. I think it retails for about $40 on their site. Now, if you guys follow me over on the Instagrams, you will have likely seen this watch attached to this strap. I absolutely adore this Tropic rubber strap. I love the look of Tropic straps, especially when combined with dive watches. There is an undeniable charm to the Tropic rubber strap, and as such, I'm always asked which Tropic strap to get or which ones I like. This is one of my favorites from a really good brand and one I highly recommend. But as with all my reviews here on the channel, I like to start with the bad and then move on to the good before giving my final verdict on a review item. Now, before I get into the bad notes, I'd like to get some dimensions out of the way. And just so you guys know, this actually comes with two keepers. The way these straps fit when paired with my Weiler Veta, because it is only 42 millimeters in total length, the additional keeper is unnecessary, so I removed that. But just so you guys know, at its thickest, this strap is about 4 millimeters thick. You can either get it at 20 or 22 millimeters in lug width, and the total length for these two straps is about 180 millimeters, so it's a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. Now, the first bad note I have to mention about this rubber strap is the keeper. The keepers on these are really slick. Your strap is likely going to fall out, I'd say 2 out of 10 times during the day. If you're pulling this out of a coat pocket or you have long sleeves, you're brushing the sleeves down so you can look at your watch, the keepers are going to slide off when you're doing those actions. Trust me, these keepers barely stay on the tail end of this strap, and it's a little bit of a nuisance. You sort of get used to it, I hate to say, but if you're accustomed to having keepers fall off your watch straps, well, expect no different here. The keepers will likely slide off the tail end of this strap. 2 out of 10 times? I'd say that's fair. 2 out of every 10 times you will check this watch, the keeper will have moved off the tail end of this strap. So it's enough to be a nuisance, but not enough to outweigh all of the pros in regards to this strap. Another thing I'd like to mention about these straps is the fact that they pick up dirt and dust and skin particles quite easy. And unlike a lot of other rubber straps I've received, I don't know if it's the type of material used here, but they tend to stick to the strap. And this is me having rinsed this off in water. I know it's a little gross, guys. Normally I'd wipe this off, but just so you guys can tell, there are still little bits of grime and dust on the tail end of this strap. Again, it's not the end of the world, but I know this bothers some people, so I thought to mention it. You can tell that there are a few little particulates built up where the waffle patterning is on the back end of these straps so that your wrist can breathe, and they do breathe quite well in these Tropic straps. That's why they were designed. But these little hollow areas, you'll find that dirt and dust and skin gets stuck in there. Pretty gross. Now, aside from those two things, that's pretty much all the bad notes in regards to this strap. I mean, it has the tendencies of other rubber straps to have the keeper slide off. That's typical. And it picks up a little bit of dust, grime, and skin, kind of to be expected as well, but is easy enough to wash off, particularly if you're wearing a dive watch with this strap. You can run this underwater and should be able to remove all of that. Aside from all those things, there are a lot of good notes to mention. My first good note, guys, is that glorious smell. Man, I can huff on this baby all day. I won't, but yeah, it smells fantastic. I got this back in December, and the smell it has retained and the smell right out of the bag is one of the best smelling straps I have ever had the opportunity to smell. So people always talk about the vanilla scent they get with their fine Italian rubber straps, and this is a mixture of that vanilla scent as well as like an artificial grape. And I know that doesn't sound very pleasing, but it is so phenomenal. If you are one of those watch enthusiasts that likes to experience his or her watch with all their senses, well, Smelling this strap is one of the better experiences I've had with a rubber strap. It smells fantastic. And I know it sounds silly, but day to day, it's actually very pleasing to take in that aroma. So props, ZULUDIVER. Whatever you sprayed this with or manufactured this with, you did a good thing. Now, my next good note in regards to this strap is the breathability. So I do a lot of biking in the city area, and this is sort of my go-to watch. These quartz movements are very shock resistant, especially the ETA that is featured in this Weiler Vetta. And I find that it is sort of my grab and go watch when I'm going to be cycling, either commuting or just leisurely throughout the city. And when I am hot or it's hot and I start to sweat, my wrists still feel extremely comfortable whilst wearing this strap. And I'm just really happy that this combination works out as well as it does, because not only is it extremely breathable, it's extremely easy to size. You'll have noticed that multitude of perforations. This has sort of the perfect spacing for me. I find that on my 7¼ inch wrist, it was very easy to fit onto my wrist and also adjust on the fly should I want to loosen it up while my wrists are swelling. It's just a really well-designed strap, and there's a reason why these have been around for so long, and I'm very happy with the recreation here. Now, speaking of, I'd love to provide you guys with a wrist shot of this strap. I think it looks really great with this Weiler Vetta, but it also looks good in combination with a lot of my other watches. Something about this design just works with a lot of different watches, but I'm very happy with the combination here. And here is the ZULUDIVER Tropic rubber strap on my 7¼ inch wrist, and again, I have to say, this combination is just smashing. So they use an NBR rubber to make these. It's a synthetic rubber. So right out of the bag, it's extremely supple and molds to your wrist perfectly. I love that about these straps. Even though, again, at their thickest, they're 4mm thick, it does an amazing job conforming to your wrist. But this is what it's going to look like when everyone else is admiring it. And when you go to admire it, it's going to look a little something like this. And as you can see, it just does a fantastic job pairing with my dive watch. Something, again, about these Tropic rubber straps just works with a dive watch. And again, noting the NBR rubber they use here, they use it because it's extremely resilient. It's saltwater resistant and UV ray protected, so you don't have to worry about these when you're wearing them on your dive watch. If you actually use this strap whilst diving, it should hold up extremely well in the kind of conditions you'd find while you're in the water. The Tropic strap look is just timeless. I feel like you kind of need at least one watch on a Tropic strap in your collection. Right now, this is my go-to. It's kind of my favorite Tropic strap because it's just so comfortable. The other nice bit about it is, in particular with this Weiler Vetta, the casing on this is a little funny. It has a shrouded plate that you place the watch head on, and because of that, it's an extremely shallow area where the straps go to meet the lugs and the lug holes. And the way these straps are cut, it provides enough room for it to fit even shallow or shrouded lugs. So I absolutely love that about these straps. I think they've done a great job thinking of getting these to pair with a variety of watches. And again, the fact that it works on this really obscure dive watch of mine made me really happy, because finding straps for this watch was a pain in the butt. Getting this one sent in and seeing it fit this watch was a relief. However, I will say that these straps are definitely not designed for Seiko divers or any dive watch that requires a larger spring bar, because the internal dimensions of these straps where the spring bar fits are just a little too small for, say, a Seiko fatty spring bars. You're only ever going to fit this onto a watch that has smaller spring bar dimensions. So that is unfortunate. It is one drawback to this strap, but you've likely found a bracelet or alternative rubber strap for your Seiko. Just note that these guys won't fit on a Seiko dive watch comfortably. Is the ZULUDIVER Tropic rubber strap worth the cost of admission? Again, it's right around $39, $40. I say a definite yes. It's hands down one of the best Tropic rubber straps right out of the bag that I've ever received. And I'm a huge fan of its overall design, fit, and finish. I think they just did a real great job on this strap. And again, I've happily worn this on my Weiler Veta since I received the watch, and I'm so happy with this combination and pairing that I likely won't be replacing this strap anytime soon. So if you are looking for a 60s, 70s Tropic rubber strap aesthetic, this is a great way to go in a modern package. The synthetic rubber used here is extremely pliable, again, right out of the bag. If you want something that's gonna be comfortable, has that great look, is breathable, and will work well in combination with any sports watch, let alone dive watch, this is a fantastic route to go. Now, gang, if you found this video insightful or in the least entertaining, feel free to hit that like button. It looks a little something like this. If you have friends, forums, or groups that you know were searching for the best Tropic rubber strap, well, I think I have a strong contender here. I absolutely love what ZULUDIVER accomplished with this strap. And again, if you have a watch with a shallow lug or shrouded lug area, this is definitely the route to go. And if it fits this Weiler Veta, I got a gut feeling it's going to fit most other watches, because this spring bar area is extremely thin. And again, I was going through a bunch of different strap options to get something that would fit, and the fact that this one did made me so happy, because it looks so good with this watch as well. So I definitely think this is the route to go if you're looking for something that's going to fit one of those smaller shrouded or shallow lug areas. And if this is your first time viewing the channel, welcome. I do videos like this twice a week, so if you enjoy watch content, this might be the right place for you. If you want to follow along the conversations we share here, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see videos precisely when they come out, you can hit the bell icon to do so. Again, my name is Patrick Marlette, and thank you for the time.